Hey there everyone, it's Miss Jackson. We have come to the final video on our series of the process of film composition. Just kind of to recap, the first person we heard from was my friend Annabelle, who is a filmmaker. And what she does in the movie making process is that she has a vision for the whole movie. She thinks about the characters and the dialogue and the video shots and all stuff like that. And then we heard from my friend Elisa, who is a film composer. And so her job within the film is to write all of the music to fulfill the film director's vision. Today, I'm super excited. We are going to hear from my friend Sierra. Sierra was actually my roommate when we were in college. We're really, really close, and she has worked so hard on her clarinet. She got her bachelor's degree, which means her 4-year college degree, and she loved playing clarinet so much that she went on and got her master's degree. So that's another degree on top of that. And then now she's getting what's called her doctorate in clarinet performance. So she's working really, really hard to learn the clarinet. And she actually got to be a studio musician for a really special film. So she's gonna kind of tell us all about that experience. And then I'll see you on the other side. Enjoy, my friend Sierra.
Hi guys, your teacher told me that you are learning about film music. My first film that I performed clarinet on was Call of the Wild, which came out in February, and I hope you went and saw it. We recorded the music for it in November, and the music was written by John Powell, who also wrote the music for How to Train Your Dragon and Ferdinand, among other things. When I got the call to do this, I had to wait several months, and then they sent us the music about 3 days before the first recording session. So I had time to practice. But they also gave us music as we sat there, so we did have to sight read a bit. They didn't always give us the hardest ones to sight read, but sometimes they were tricky. So it's really, really important to know all of your scales. F sharp major was a big scale for me that day, and it's really important to know all those arpeggios and scales and thirds also. That's why your teacher makes you learn those. One of the things that they give us in the film sessions is a headset with only one ear covered. One ear then can hear the click track, which is basically the metronome, but it changes tempos depending on how you need to line up with the movie. So imagine I was sitting here playing my clarinet, and there's a big screen behind me with the movie, and it's playing every time we record a scene. The composer in this case, John Powell, was also conducting. Sometimes that's not always what happens, but in this case it was. So the way that works is we're playing each section, and the click track is in your head, and it'll say maybe the quarter note equals 120. So I'll have a beat for 120 in my ear, and then maybe 10 measures later it changes to the quarter note equals 82. It's a pretty dramatic and sudden change, but the click track also changes dramatically so that you can hear exactly where you need to play. If you don't play where you're supposed to, then we stop and we have to do it all over again, which is a problem because they need it perfect the first time. They don't have time to pay you for all of that time, so you have to be right the first time. The space where we record looks like a gigantic garage. There's a lot of room, and they set up different microphones with different stands that hang over your heads. Basically, there's chairs set up with the microphones, and in my sessions it was strings, so violin, viola, cello, and basses, maybe about 40 to 50 players, and then the woodwinds, so flutes, oboes, clarinets, and bassoons. We were all together in that recording session. We recorded from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and then we had lunch, and then we recorded again from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. And we did that for 3 days. It took 3 days to record all that music for that movie. Not only did we record, but brass also had to record. So the trumpets, the French horns, the trombones, the tubas, all had to record in their own sessions after ours. They also had 12 banjos record for Call of the Wild, so they had their own session as well. There were also guitars and different flutes that were playing. So you can imagine there's a lot of time spent recording all the music. The really cool part about the music is that you don't know what it sounds like until the movie comes out. because when I'm playing the clarinet, I just hear myself in a solo. The best example I can think of is in one of the scenes in Call of the Wild. It's a duet between a guitar and a clarinet. But the funny thing is the guitar wasn't there when I recorded that part. So I had to imagine the guitar playing, and they eventually gave me the guitar in my headset with a click so that I could hear what it sounded like and could play better with it. That's what I know about film music for Call of the Wild. I've also done a few other things. I can't tell you what they are yet because they're not out. But the really cool part about being a film musician is sometimes you get to try out different instruments. So I play clarinet, and there's different clarinets in the family. So I play B-flat clarinet, E-flat clarinet, bass clarinet, and then sometimes they ask for E-flat or B-flat contrabass clarinet. Those ones play really, really low. My most recent film session, I got to play the B-flat contrabass clarinet and the bass clarinet and the B-flat clarinet. It's pretty fun to switch between all of those instruments, but it's also very tricky because when you record for film music, every single note you play has to be perfectly in tune. So sometimes I bring out my tuner and I put it on my stand so I can make sure I'm right at A equals 440. That's what film musicians tune to. So I hope you enjoyed this video and have a great day learning about film music.
Wasn't that cool? We are so lucky that we got to hear from my friend Sierra today. If you want to hear Sierra perform in Call of the Wild, we have a link down in our description. That's actually a clip from the movie soundtrack that has her clarinet playing on it. So go ahead and check that out. To kind of wrap up our unit together on the process of movie making, I have a little tiny worksheet for you to do. Just kind of answering some questions about what you learned and what you enjoyed about these videos. So go ahead and fill out that worksheet. It's going to be called Music in the Movies Film Director, and you can get it from your teachers. And then go ahead and turn it in by either taking a picture and emailing it to me, or you can send it in next time you have a packet that you turn in, depending on how your teacher's running that kind of stuff. So thank you so much for taking this journey with me through the movie making process. Got some really exciting stuff for us coming around the bend to learn next. But until then, I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!